Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video of blood pH homeostasis, I have discussed about the different kinds of the buffering system in our body and why they are separated as first line, second line and third line of defense system. Okay, today we will be talking specifically about how the blood pH is maintained by the renal system. What are the contribution of the renal system in maintaining the acid-base balance? Okay, so generally we have four mechanisms through which it is achieved by the kidney. First one is the excretion of H plus ions. Second one is the reabsorption of bicarbonate. Third one is excretion of H plus ion in the form of sodium hydrogen phosphate, and last one is excretion of H plus ions in the form of ammonium ions. Okay, so in this video I will be talking about the first two parts, the excretion of H plus ions and reabsorption of bicarbonate. Okay, so in excretion of H plus ions, this process occurs at proximal convoluted tubules, at the PCT. Okay, so within the tubular cells, this H2O and carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide and water, it combines to form a carbonic acid. Okay, and the reaction catalyzing this enzyme is the carbonic anhydrase. Carbonic anhydrase enzyme catalyzes the formation of carbonic acid, which is a weak acid from carbon dioxide and water. Then what happens is this H2CO3 then dissociate into H plus and bicarbonate ions. H plus and the bicarbonate ions within the tubular cells. This process occurs within the tubular cells. Now this hydrogen ions that is produced inside the tubular cells, they are secreted into the tubular lumen in exchange for the sodium. In exchange for the sodium that is present here in the tubular lumen. Okay, and the sodium along with this bicarbonate, they are reabsorbed back into the plasma. Okay, and hydrogen ion, they are secreted into the tubular lumen. Okay, so this process occurs at the proximal convoluted tubules, and there is net acid excretion in the form of H plus ions and net regeneration of the bicarbonate ions. That is the first thing that is done by the kidney in maintaining the acid-base balance. Okay, next is the next process that occurs. Next process is the reabsorption of bicarbonate. Next process the kidney does is it reabsorb the bicarbonate that are freely filtered at the glomerulus. So here also this, now let's suppose this is the tubular cells. Okay, this is the plasma of the blood and this is the tubular lumen. This is the tubular cell, this is the blood. Okay, and this is the tubular lumen. So in this process what happens is, again the carbon dioxide and water molecule, it combines to form carbonic acid. Okay, and the enzyme catalyzing this reaction is carbonic anhydrase enzyme. Okay, now this H2CO3, it will then dissociate into H plus and bicarbonate ions. Okay, now there are sodium and bicarbonate, they are freely filtered at the glomerulus. Okay, now this hydrogen ion that is produced in the tubular cells is again secreted into the tubular lumen in exchange of this sodium ions, and then what happens is this H plus ions combine with this bicarbonate to form H2CO3, which is again carbonic acid. This carbonic acid dissociates into H2O and CO2, which again diffuses back into the tubular cells, and this cycle can go on. So in this process there is no net regeneration of the bicarbonate. Okay, in this process, whatever the bicarbonate that is freely filtered by the glomerulus is reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Okay, so in this process there is a net reabsorption of the bicarbonate along with the sodium ions that are freely filtered by the glomerulus. Okay, and in this way the renal system, it handle the acid or it maintain the acid base homeostasis. Okay, excretion of H plus ions and reabsorption of bicarbonate. In the next video I will be talking about the excretion of ammonium ions, excretion of H plus in the form of ammonium ions, and excretion of H plus ion in the form of titriable acid. Okay, and the major titriable acid that is present in the urine is the sodium hydrogen phosphate. Okay, thank you.